What's going on YouTube? It's Sankey and I make videos on the stock market. As always, I've got a jam-packed one for you today. But before I get cracking, if you don't already have a Trading 212 account, sign up using my link below and you'll get a free share of stock. It's been so amazing to hear from so many of you telling me how much money you've been making in the plays that I've been introducing you to over the last couple of weeks. From UAVs to renewable energy to Bitcoin companies, we've been crushing it over here. And guys, that is just a start. That's how we aim to continue in 2021. And there's a lot of opportunity in the stock market next year, and we're going to make sure that we capture those opportunities. So if you're new to the channel, do hit that subscribe button and become part of StockFlix. So up on screen we have DSG Global currently standing at $1.14. Guys, at the start of this week, I said to you, everybody should be jumping into this play, right? This is going to be our play and we're going to dominate this throughout 2021. And they are having a fantastic day, up almost 40% at the time of recording. Right now they've been flying all week. The fundamentals of this company, the foundation has been set for success. They've got so much more room to grow, and it's fantastic to hear so many of you guys message me saying you've jumped into this play and you're ready for that ride upwards. Right guys, let me just put a few things on your radar to remind you how fantastic this asset is. Now if you're not already in DSG, you should still consider loading up. They've got a lot more room to grow, as I said. Now, obviously, it does carry more risk since the stock has exploded this week. But if you hold medium term, couple of months, you'll be safely in the green, right? DSG Global, they are very different to a lot of the other EV plays you see out there, right? They have their two subsidiaries, as I said. Their Emporium Motors is their EV asset, right? Those are their EV cars. Now, the key thing here is that they're not manufacturers of those cars. They are third-party sellers, right? The EV manufacturers are based out in China and overseas. They just import those cars. This gives them access to a full portfolio of EV vehicles. Now we know how long it takes for an EV manufacturer to actually design the car, do the R&D and get it ready for market. DSG Global, through its subsidiary Emporium Motors, has a full set of EV cars ready to go, from buses, right, to motorbikes, to passenger cars, to trucks. They have it all, right? And the plan is to sell that through their 58 plus distributors, right? And they're just growing that distribution network. They've received so many orders already, over 1,000 units, right? Nearly 6 million plus in orders. And they are set to do, through this Emporium Motors division, 40 million of sales next year. Right, that is huge, right? They're anticipating a massive uptake of sales because they have early mover advantage. Their cars are ready. We know a lot of electric vehicle companies out there, their cars are not ready yet. They're going to be ready the end of next year, ready the year after. Emporium Motors have the means to import cars that are ready to sell right now. So it's fantastic looking into the future. Now guys, as I said, right now they're currently standing at a market capitalization of around $80 million with a share price of just over $1. I do see this company riding up all the way to 500 million in market cap at the end of next year based on those sales numbers, right? So do bear in mind they have their second subsidiary called Vantage Tag Systems, which installs fleet management software, particularly right now to golf courses, but it could be used for a whole range of other fleet operators. Now this is going to provide them with about 20 million in revenue next year. Total 60 million in revenue next year for their two subsidiaries combined. So this is why I think they can achieve that $500 million market cap, which should give them a share price of $4. So there's a lot of money to be made in DSG Global if they just continue the momentum and the business initiatives that they're putting into place right now. So $1 is an absolute steal for a company that's going to drive all the way up to $4 potentially next year. So before I jump into the next two plays, I want to put something on your radar because there's been some exciting updates regarding the regulation of UAV. So up on screen, you can see the FAA publishes new rules on drone operations. Now, there's two new rules that are going to go into effect that's going to increase the safety of using drones. Not only that, but it's going to speed up their introduction. First is that the drones are going to require a remote ID for easy identification. This is going to come into effect early 2021. The second governs where and under which conditions pilots can fly their aircrafts, and for the first time they've been granted permission to fly over people at night. So guys, this is some serious movements in the regulations of UAVs. And it's exactly what we want to hear, because we want that to speed up the regulations and get these UAVs up and running to their full potential. So up on screen, we have Alpine 4 Technologies currently standing at $3.93. Now, I know a lot of us are already in this play, and a lot of us have already doubled our money, tripled our money in Alpine 4, but there's a lot more money to be made going into 2021. And right now, under $4 is a very good entry point for Alpine 4. What is happening there? It's looking like it's early signs of a support line at $4, right? That share price keeps drawing back to $4. So that's why I say it's a good entry point to get in around $4 if you're new to Alpine 4, or if you're considering loading up as we head into 2021. Got to remember, they now have two UAV companies, Impossible Aerospace and Vayu, and they're going to sync very well together, vertically integrating with their platform business, Quality Circuit Assembly, which is the printed circuit board manufacturer, right? So it's looking like this is going to be a good fusion of companies. There's a lot of potential catalysts coming up, guys. Their CEO has actually come out and said in 2021, he's going to introduce more support subsidiaries. So we have to be on the lookout for some more acquisitions, because they are looking to take over the UAV market. One thing I haven't mentioned on this channel yet is Alpine 4 have a great management team led by a fantastic CEO, a guy called Kent Wilson. Now, I'd actually recommend you guys go and watch some interviews of Kent, because you can see he is a visionary, right? He wants to take this company to the top. He's actually come out and said that he is looking to acquire some support subsidiaries going into 2021. So we should be looking out for some more acquisitions. He's looking to take over that UAV market. And now we know that DJI are going to be broken up, that monopoly. There's going to be a lot more opportunities for Alpine 4 Technologies now with this subsidiaries to take over and dominate that UAV market, right? With these relaxed regulations that I just mentioned, they're looking like it's going to be a really, really good future going into 2021 and beyond. So guys, under $4, if you're looking to enter Alpine 4, it's a good buy zone. Another company that's set to take advantage of the rise that we're going to see in UAVs going into next year and beyond is Beam Global. That's ticker symbol BEEM. Now, if you don't know Beam, they manufacture charging stations with a twist. They're an all-in-one unit and they're solar powered. And the key thing about them is they're very quick to roll out, right? Beam Global just rock up with the charging stations, deploy it, and that's it. They're good to go. There's no need for any construction, no need for any engineers, no need for any grid, right? So it's a very powerful business. If there's any government organization, private organization that needs to deploy EV charging stations quickly, they're going to go to Beam Global, right? They can be deployed, I think, in about 4 minutes. This is some interesting innovations that we're seeing right now, guys. But one thing I want to put on your radar, right? The key thing I want to put on your radar here is Beam Global just received a patent, right, for their UAV arc charging stations. So they have received a patent to go ahead and develop, manufacture, right, and get ready to deploy charging stations that are going to charge drones, right? So this is super powerful. We know that drones are going to explode, right, in growth next year and beyond. And Beam Global, they're ahead of the curve. They're thinking about this because one of the biggest sticking points, pain points of UAVs is the length of time that they can fly. So by having Beam Global charging stations all over the place, deployed on rooftops, deployed on sea platforms, right, this is going to enable the drones to charge up and then go about their business. So I really do like Beam Global. Now Beam Global are on an absolute tear this week. They're doing very well. So I want you guys to look out for an entry point of $65. If you can get an entry point of $65, wait for some kind of pullback in the stock, jump in, load up, because they are set for 2021 and they're going to make a lot of money, a lot of revenue. We're going to see this company as a multiple single-digit billion-dollar company next year. So if you've been rocking with the channel, you know what time of the day it is. It's question of the day time. This question comes from Noor. Shout out to you, Noor. Big support of the channel. question is, what's your strategy when it comes to selling penny stocks? And I thought this was a fantastic question when I read it. So guys, if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below for me. Now, before I give you guys any plays to jump into, I do a lot of diligence in the background, right? I'm checking their financials, I'm checking their management team, I'm checking they have, big plans going into 2021, but not only 2021 and beyond, right? So I'll give you plays that you can invest in for the long term and make money off them next year, year after that. I rarely give you guys plays that I think are 3-month plays, 6-month plays. I give you companies that are going to build you guys wealth into the long term, right? And that includes the penny stocks I give you. So when it comes to my strategy of selling penny stocks, very rarely do I have a 1-year time horizon or less on these stocks, unless there's any negative business news that we're going to receive, which is maybe going to push their plans out further, 2023, 2024 and beyond. So as you guys all know, a lot of the penny stocks I've been giving you over the last few weeks have absolutely exploded. A lot of us are up over 100% in those plays, but that still doesn't mean I'm going to sell because I'm up over 100%, because they still have a lot of room to grow. So why not enjoy that upside going into 2021 and beyond? So that's my strategy, right? A lot of these penny stocks explode to the point, like an Alpine 4, where they deserve even more of a percentage of my portfolio. So that's the kind of thing that I'm looking out for. Now, if I'm heavily down in a penny stock, for example, which hasn't happened in a long time, if I'm heavily down and the business has no future way of propelling that share price forward that I can see, then I might consider, cutting my losses there. But my portfolio is well diversified that I do have a long hold period on all of my assets, right? So that's my strategy. That's my thoughts when it comes to selling penny stocks, right? If they have room to grow, just hold that stock and enjoy that upside. So that brings us to the end of the video. Please hit a like, it really helps the channel out. Guys, do comment down below if you hold any of the 3 stocks that I've covered in this video. And if you're new, do hit that subscribe button. I post each and every day. Do become part of Stockflix. It's a fantastic community over here. So as I always say to you guys, check into the channel each and every day. Stock market is rapidly moving and you never want to miss a beat. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.